love it.
etched on the side. What are we having today? What's our drink of the day?
Well, I've got a bit rogue today. I had my first pumpkin spice latte on the way in, so I thought, why not that for a drink of the day?
Like in Bristol, is it?
Talking about Christmas.
Okay, pumpkin spice latte.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Matt's sneery face is actually audible.
Rolling his eyes.
Today's smart speaker and confession comes from Buster. Thank you, Buster. Father Simon and the Saintly Posse. Now, can I just say before we go any further?
Oh, yes.
If you're eating...
Oh no.
Oh, good, yeah.
You might just want to just...
ones.
Well, you know, it's just a little... It's a little bit... A little bit ooh, a little bit This tale takes us back to 1996, and as a young chap, I decided to take the plunge and buy my first home. Clearly, this is a very, very... It's like period drama.
Yeah.
When was that?
It was a two-bedroom semi in Bracknell. It gave me a newfound freedom to have friends over and, importantly, entertain members of the fairer sex in the prospect of one day meeting Mrs. Wright. I think you mean Miss Wright, because if you met Mrs. Wright, she'd already be spoken for. Anyway, at the time, with a new mortgage and ensuring I could continue to drive the rather ambitious sports car I'd bought, I decided it might be a good idea to get a lodger and make some extra cash from that spare room. I duly asked my friend Merv. It was a good laugh, and I thought we would get on well in a house share. Indeed, Merv also considered it was a great idea and moved into the spare room. All was going well, and we had various friends over to watch video cassettes. Had a few drinks and a few pizza nights, that kind of thing. In due course, Merv met and started two-timing a couple of girls within a short space of time. One was a local girl called Linda, and the other, called Roxy, was all the way up in Grimsby, who, I recall, would drive all the way down in her green VW to visit Merv. It did, however, it seemed to me, that Merv was going for quantity rather than quality. Being from different towns gave him the ideal opportunity to ensure that neither Linda nor Roxy found out about each other. However, that did need my unwilling participation. Back then, we didn't have mobiles or social media, which meant it was easier to be hard to get hold of.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
You could only ring someone on the landline. This meant that if Merv was out with Linda, I would need to give Roxy the agreed excuse of the day, or vice versa, which in that case could have meant a whole weekend of fabrication. This ranged from, he's out with his brother playing snooker, he's gone to church, or he's helping his gran with her made-up garden, which in fact he was out gallivanting unbeknownst to his other girlfriend. Now, I didn't feel particularly happy being placed in this collaboration of deceit. One Sunday, Merv came back from Grimsby, and I noticed at the end of that week that his toothbrush was missing from the bathroom. Being a guy's house before the days of men using things like face cream, there wasn't a lot else in there, so it was pretty obvious that something was missing. I thought he'd probably forgotten it and just left it at Roxy's, so I asked him why he'd not have a toothbrush for several days, and he said, "Oh, it's okay, I've been using yours."
Aww.
What? As you can imagine, I was not amused and told him so in no uncertain terms, to go to the local shop immediately, buy a new one, which he did, whilst I subjected my toothbrush to some boiling water. That weekend, Merv did actually go out with his brother, he came back considerably the worse for wear. In fact, to the extent that he'd been somewhat unwell in the night. When I got up in the morning, the bathroom was not a pretty sight. Merv was still in bed with his hangover. I looked around for something to clean everything with. You know where this is going.
No.
On the side was Merv's new toothbrush. Firm white bristles sticking out from a shiny red plastic handle. A combination of being asked to lie to his unsuspecting girlfriends, using my toothbrush, and now the state of the bathroom reached in my head a crescendo, and in true military fashion, I gave the loo a vigorous scrub using his new toothbrush and popped it back on the counter afterwards. The following week, Merv got dumped by both girls within 2 days.
Good.
And was pretty cheesed off about the whole thing. I honestly didn't have much sympathy, and we parted company a couple of months later. In the end, I bought another house and left my first home, and I got married to Mrs. Wright. Presumably, Mr. Wright.
It's right.
Really cross.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Merv. I do feel some remorse for my participation in the deception of the two girls, but probably less so regarding the toothbrush, and perhaps Linda and Roxy would be pleased to know that a little bit of karma came their way when they weren't expecting it, because I imagine that they were pretty fed up with the whole thing. Anyway, it's a squalid tale. which Buster offers us, but I'm not sure whether, the fact that he was provoked means he's justified in his actions. Sister Susie has an unpleasant look on her face.
I just feel a bit sick. No, Buster, I don't care. You shouldn't have used your toothbrush, but also you shouldn't have just boiled your toothbrush. You got a new one too. We should have bought two new toothbrushes.
It's only like a quid.
Do you not have something to clean the toilet with that's not a toothbrush? I don't care if you wanted to get revenge. It's not very nice. And if you didn't tell the girls, then it's not karma, is it? Because they don't know. And it's just disgusting.
Yes.
No, not forgiven.
Never let your karma run over your dogma. That's the most important.
So true.
Brother from another
Yeah,
country.
I mean, you could get a toilet brush. That's what you need. Toilet brush instead of a toothbrush for clean. I'm using my toothbrush to clean the oven. I only discovered that this week, and it's fabulous.
An old toothbrush, though.
Well, just any toothbrush will do. People always get very squeamish about you using tooth. It's fine. I mean, you
don't have oven cleaner.
The fact is, it's all pipes.
But you're not going to clean your oven and then brush your teeth.
Everywhere. So, in that sense,
yes,
I'm right, and I forgive.
Right.
Yeah.
But you actually...